Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed.
Darlings, I'm Cognac Wellerlane from the Long Island Exchange.com, and I am here with the founder of the Gold Coast International Film Festival right here on the North Shore of Long Island. Now, introduce yourself to the camera.
My name is Regina Gill, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Gold Coast International Film Festival, which is an offshoot of the Gold Coast Arts Center.
Now, tell my audience how many films premiered here at this year's festival.
I believe that we had well over 35 films, perhaps more. I'm really honest, I haven't done a count, because what happens is we all said, oh, well, we'll only have 25 films, and then opportunities come up and we want to be able to give a platform to some filmmakers whose work is good. So we don't say no.
You don't say no. Do you have a specific idea of the range of films that you'd like to see here?
We're very diverse. We believe that when you're in a suburb, you don't have access to diversity the same way you do when you're in an urban situation. So we invite foreign films, and we had quite a number of those. Documentaries about serious subjects, documentaries about funny subjects. We just finished one with Joan.
It was wonderful, by the way.
Thank you. But the ironic thing, it was right next door to a film, a documentary about whistleblowers in the government, which was a much more serious topic. We had a congressman in that auditorium. We had a stand-up comic in this auditorium. We always try to mix it up. We have the feature-length films. We have short films. We run the gamut.
It's wonderful, wonderful. Tell my audience where your love of film came from. Obviously, you love film. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing this.
I actually love all the arts. I was raised in New York City, and I'm a professional artist and sculptor by trade. Founded the Arts Center, which is the only multi-art center in Nassau County, which is about art, music, dance, theater, and film, and then discovered that for most people, film is the most accessible art form because that's where they will go.
So true.
To learn about art, music, dance, and theater. So it works.
Well, Regina, it was a delight to talk to you. I would like you to tell my audience where they can go to find out more information about the Gold Coast International Film Festival.
We'd be very happy if anybody who is interested in knowing more about us log on to our website, which is www.goldcoastfilmfestival.org.
Terrific. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. And we'll be back in a moment, darling. Some more interviews coming up. Keep watching. Pink Champagne Kisses.
Will you welcome, please, Miss Joan Rivers?
I mean, how depressing is this? 40 years in the business, and this is where you end up. No Vegas, no giant club dates. Kathy Griffin has taken all those. Wouldn't kill you to get me another commercial. Okay. I'll show you fear. That's fear. Last year was a very difficult year.
Joan will turn nothing down.
I will do anything. I will wear a diaper. I love sex because you can do other things. You can iron, you can read a book, get your emails on your BlackBerry. I'm nervous. jokes. You haven't had your hair done yet? No. Jeez, Melissa. These are all my jokes over the last 30 years. Why should a woman cook? So her husband can say, my wife makes a delicious cake to some hooker? And you wonder why I'm still working.
All stand-ups are innately insecure.
Age? It's the one mountain that you can't overcome. I have no one to say, do you remember? And that is very difficult.
I think they need that reassurance. It's all a cover.
I started with the plastic surgery, then I became the poster girl for it, and then I became the Joker. It's bacon, you idiot.
Nobody lives like this. Maybe the Queen of England.
This is how Maria Antoinette would have lived if she had had money. I'm getting ready to go to Wisconsin. When I say, where are the gays? They're gonna tell us dead, we killed them. There's always an adjective before my name, and it's never a nice adjective. Oh, sure, turn against the Queen! She is a snake.
Much in the way that Phyllis Diller paved the way for her, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Joan.
How can you not find Osama? He's on dialysis. There is one outlet in all of Afghanistan. Find a plug and follow the clue. Oh, like torch is bad. Get a Brazilian wax. You'll give up secrets like you never knew you had.
I don't know who brought these chairs in there, but one's very small and one's like a skyscraper. So I feel like someone should be feeding me cereal. Anything you saw in this film that showed Joan to be a nice and kind, caring person didn't come close to describing the kind of person that she was. I first met Joan in 1991 when we were roasting Richard Pryor from the Friars Club. I spent many years writing for the Friars Roast, and I was preparing material for Robin Williams for that roast. And I had gotten a call afterwards from Joan's manager. She was working with a woman in those days, whose name escapes me for the moment, but she said that Joan would be interested in talking to me about writing for her. And in those days I had another career besides comedy. I was a cosmetic dentist. And while I was doing that, I was writing for people like Rodney Dangerfield and you know, well-known people. And Milton Berle, Jerry Lewis, people like that. And so I thought she knew about my other career. There's a reason I'm telling you that. I don't usually talk about that other career. But Joan invited me to come to her home for an interview. And so I thought she knew, because most comedians don't really respect writers that much. They don't, especially when they're very famous, they don't invite you to their home. And when I got to her palatial home that day, the doorman said to me, "You'll have to wait a few minutes because she just sprained her ankle and she's in a lot of pain." And I thought to myself, wow, I can write her a prescription for painkillers and I'll be a hero, and then she'll want to hire me, you know? So I had to wait. When I got up to her apartment, I realized that she didn't know, because she introduced me to everyone there. There was a group of people there. She introduced me as Mr. Gurian, and we sat in her library and we had the best time. We got along so well right away.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I'm here with this wonderful comic who is a tremendous fan of Joan Rivers. Introduce yourself. Well, I know who you are, but I want everybody else out there to know who you are. Introduce yourself, Dawn.
Jeffrey Gurian is my name.
Jeffrey Gurian. Jeffrey, tell my audience about this film. Obviously, we saw the film, but the people that are watching this video would like to know a little bit more about this movie, about Joan Rivers. Tell my audience what the synopsis of it is.
Well, it was about her life and her struggle, because comedy is a very difficult field. She was a superstar. She was the kindest person. I wrote for her.
I know that.
And I met her back in 1991. I knew her all these years. I saw her last June 30th. She came up to Sirius XM to do an interview with Ron Bennington from the Ron and Fez show. That's the show that I'm on. And she was very gracious, and she was promoting her new book. called Diary of a Mad Diva. And she was
a mad diva, wasn't she?
Yeah, she worked 24/7, nonstop.
She says it was for the money, but I don't believe that.
Well, I'm sure it was also. The nicest thing about Joan, she was 81 years old, but she was hip, she was relevant. The other comedians revered her. She was loved by the comedy community. She was fantastic.
She certainly was. Did you have a special Joan Rivers moment that is dear to your heart that nobody else knows about? That could you reveal a story to us?
On June 30th, when she came up to Sirius, and they brought me in to see her. She was in the green room, kind of secluded, and they brought me in, and I was asking her about her book, and she was asking me about my book. And when I offered to give her a copy, I wrote a book, Chris Rock wrote the intro to it. It's a book called Make 'em Laugh, about the history of the comic strip. And when I offered it to her. I said, please let me give you a copy, because she was very interested. She was asking me questions, and she said, no, absolutely not. I want to buy a copy of it. And she had Jocelyn, the girl you saw in the film, take a picture of the cover of my book so she could order it. She said, I want to support you and the book.
That's wonderful. Really, she was truly a wonderful woman. Jeffrey, tell my boys, where can we go to find out more information about you? I understand you just wrote a book.
Well, they can go to Amazon. It's jeffreygurian.com, Comedy Matters TV. I'm on Twitter at Jeffrey Gurian. I have a YouTube channel, Comedy Matters. It's youtube.com/Gurian News Network. And I have over 300 interviews with all A-list celebrities: Jimmy Fallon, Chelsea Handler, Jon Stewart, Bob Saget, Jack Black, Amy Poehler, Nick Kroll, on and on. 300 of them. youtube.com/Gurian News Network. And you can
How many videos? How many videos?
Over 300.
Over 300 videos on YouTube.
25. Yeah, I'm up to 330, something like that. A lot. I have many more that I haven't even put up yet.
Well, you're gonna put them up, right? And you're gonna come on my YouTube page too, and follow me, and I'm gonna follow you.
Follow me right over to that table.
You're gonna give me a kiss goodbye, darling.
Yes. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
And we'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more interviews right here at the Gold Coast International Film Festival. Keep watching. Big champagne kisses.
Thank you. Thanks.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.